So it's not loading. Let's grab an SP. I don't even know if this SP's. There it goes. Alright. First things first. Just a nice, easy cleaning. I see Nintendo. I mean, I'm seeing it work. The internal battery's dry, for sure, but it did load, so this SP needs some work. It's loading perfectly fine, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Oh, that's new. Oh, well now it's not loading. Okay. Because I got it to load once, I'm more suspicious that it probably just needs a deeper cleaning than we initially had. Oh no. Oh no. This thing's battery. Wow. Yeah, I gotta take that battery off. That needs to come off now. That battery's done. Jeez. I've never seen a battery corrode on these. I don't think ever. Oh no, it gets worse. It gets much worse. Alright, I'm gonna grab the scope, or the... Dang, man. Alright, I'm gonna grab the microscope, put you guys on the scope, because we need to get a closer look at this. So we're at the board, and this is what I was knowing right in here. See whatever this stuff is. Hopefully this battery didn't do any damages to the traces. Doesn't look great. We're gonna have to reflow this chip. Take this off for sure now. And yeah, these need to be cleaned up quite a bit. So it's a little work, nothing crazy. It did work, so we know it does work. But this is nasty, man. That needs to bye-bye now. And I need to soak up that solder because this stuff is old and ugly. You gotta watch out when you're using this though. The solder wick will suck up these little guys right here, which need to be reflowed as well. This whole thing needs to be reflowed and cleaned for sure. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when solder wick hates it. Oh, how am I gonna do this? I mean, we definitely have to reflow everything. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just clean it up and take a closer look at it. It's just isopropyl alcohol, just cleaning this up. Getting it so much better. Try to get some of this gunk and stuff off that's been on here for however years. Hopefully, we know it works, so we know these vials are still good, but look, that one's corroded right there. So, you know, I haven't even looked at the back of this thing yet. I just looked at the front. Let's check the book. Let's take the back. Yeah, there's definitely some vials that don't look super great. They still work. We know it loads, so it's still reading. And then I'm going to clean off these a little bit better. Doesn't, we know none of the traces or anything, I mean, but it's getting there. Like, there's definitely corrosion on these pins. I wonder where this thing was sitting. 'Cause that battery, it was rough. Clean up some of these vials, hopefully. This one concerns me. This one goes to the battery, which even if we replaced, I wonder if it's even working. You know, considering the corrosion on there. I think, yeah, it's this guy right here, too. Try to clear out this hole a little bit better. Nice, have a bobby pin. Try to clear it out. See if there's a connection still in there. Can't really tell. I'll have to run a continuity test and see if I get continuity through here, through there, the VIO, and where it connects. So which one are we looking at again? Where is it? Also, the tiny little pin helps too. You put it in the hole, Well, that's the hole I'm looking for. And then you look on the back and see where it's covered. Yeah, there it is. This one right here. And that one connects to that test point right there. So I'm gonna grab my multimeter, put it in continuity mode, and we want to hear beep beep. So this test pad here and this here should beep. All right. Unless there's a break. There it goes. Still needs to be cleaned out quite a bit. I think I'm gonna have to run a jumper wire through this thing. Alright, I'm gonna put right here on the plus battery terminal, and then I'm going to test the test pad 2. What we want to hear is beep. It's not looking good. Come on, work with me. Stay. Nothing. So we're going to run a jumper wire here to this, and then through here, because there is no continuity pretty much through this hole. So even if I replace the battery, it's probably not going to work. Let's try the test pad. Nothing. All right. Well, that's the first thing I'm going to do. All right. So make it little. And then we could go directly to the battery terminal, but I prefer to keep it on the actual trace itself. I prefer to keep the traces as much as I can. Some wire, and I need okay. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to try to scrape away some of this and find this trace. It's a good spot right there. Go ahead and tin that spot. Move here. Now we could also run a trace all the way to that test pad, but I'm not going to. Alright, I'm going to grab a thin piece. This is single .40 it's really thin. It's really thin wire. This is what I like to do with trace repair. And I'm just going to stick it in the hole as best as I can. Should be cleared out enough. Come on, work with me. All right. Clean it up a bit. Blow out the hole, hopefully. There it goes. I can see through the hole now. It's hard because it's blue on the background, but I can see through it. Okay, I got the wire through now. See the wire sticking up. We're just going to tack it right there. Where are we? See if that's on there. Nope. There you go. Break that wire. Go on the other side, and here's our wire. We're going to tack it right on there. Let's go do the same thing. There you go. That should be on there. Yep. And now, if we test continuity, we should have continuity. So now, if I put my leads, I should just hear a beep beep beep. Was test bed 2? Hey, look at that. There we go. Alright, so that trace is fixed. Is that going to matter? I don't know where else that trace goes. So I think it goes into here. And this is a hole. And I don't know if it actually connects on the bottom at all to anything. I don't see a trace coming in, so I don't even know if this thing does anything, but we fixed that anyways. So now I'm gonna reflow all of this, get some new solder on it, considering how bad it looks, and then we will test it, because I believe you can test it without the battery. The battery doesn't matter. So we're just going to put flux on pretty much everything and clean it up. Everything looks like it's been sitting in someone's garage for months. I'm just putting flux pretty much on everything. And the fun part. Just grabbing some new, cleaning it up, grabbing some new solder. I'm just gonna clean it up. You notice how it is before. These things are pretty old. Needs new solder. Needs to be reflowed. Get some life back in them. Now these don't really shucks. And this thing will still work. It's just, it bothers me when it's not the right direction. Flippy, flippy. This solder's pretty old. It needs to be cleaned quite a bit. What the fuck is that? Sounded like someone was trying to get in, but we still got a few more minutes, so. Let's see if I can take this off with some of this solder braid without screwing up anything. Looks better. see some corrosion in here. Hopefully it's just a ground pad right here. But there's a vial right there, but it doesn't look like it's corroded as bad as the other one, so hopefully it's not. But if it is, we'll figure that out. That's the fun thing about these. Sometimes you can't see it. Alright, let's clean it up and see what it looks like. Alright. They look a lot better. Let's go ahead and put this back in the case after cleaning the case, of course. Case. And see if it loads. This loads better than it was. That's really the big thing, is just making sure it loads better than it was before, which only happened once, so hopefully this loads a lot better. Again, I have no battery in it right now. Which on these ones, ruby, sapphire, emerald don't really matter because they only use the battery for the in-game timer. So let's see. There we go. Take it out, put it back in. Remember, we got it to work once and then it stopped working. So let's see if we can get it to work again. It looks like it's loading this time. It screwed up on this. There it goes. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a battery and make sure that battery is working, because since we did replace that connection down here, I want to make sure that this battery is working. So let me grab one. We have a 1616 right here. We're just going to double check, make sure that the battery is good. Multimeter. We're just going to make sure, plus minus. It says 3.29, 3.3. That's good. So that battery is good. We've already cleaned off these pads, so we're just going to put the pads. We're just going to put new solder on it. Again, flux is your friend. Some flux. And I'm going to put some flux on these legs because I'm going to tin these legs as well. I like to put a nice little bubble on there. And then, like I said, I like to tin the legs. Just put some solder on those. We're looking for plus with plus, minus with minus, plus. So that's going to attach itself right here. It's going to lay it down. I'll grab some tweezers. And we're just going to do one side really quick. Let it dry. Love that nice consistency on the bubble. It's connected properly. I'll zoom you in while doing this one. I want to see that consistent bubble. That's why I pre-tin the legs on the thing. And then we're just going to line up. I like to use tweezers to push it down. Now, I don't like the way this position is, so I'm going to move this side. I'm going to move it that way a little bit in this direction so I can get a little bit better connection on the minus section. There we go. Just going to move that over a little quick. There we go. Now that gives us a lot better connection than we had before. Boop. There we go. You can move it over a little bit more or not. What I'm going to check now is just to make sure we're going to make sure that our minus and plus are getting the correct voltages that we had before. And 3.2, perfect, 3.3. Clean up my mess. And go ahead and put it in the cart one more time. What we'd like to see is it say, hopefully, that when we boot it up, it no longer yells at us that the battery's dry. So once you press start, and boom, it goes directly in there. That tells me the battery is working properly. It's no longer dry.